This thing on not being good enough, well, firstly it's an old mentality. No, you are worthy, and you are enough. It's your mind that tells you you're not. So if you keep telling yourself, or programming yourself with these things, then you're in that moment not really giving yourself much opportunity to actually see yourself in a different way. You may have an old aspect or an old part of you that's still holding on. And holding on to an unconscious stuff which you've allowed to take precedent over you. So that's really living from the past, which would be living from those old timelines that you're choosing to continue on with, via the unconscious mind, which then has the ability to control and influence your moods, your energy, your vibration. When you tell yourself these things, you're functioning or operating from an old space, old memories, old stories, and still applying yourself to that, which will directly affect your own energy if you drag all those attachments along. By feeding into those unconscious illusions and keep replaying all of that back to yourself, just carrying on with that victim mentality. Know that that's part of you. Part of you that has an old way how it sees itself. Also, it's part of you that doesn't want to let go, move on. And part of you that wants to be miserable, unhappy, depressed. That you have a old aspect of you that still views itself in an old way. The old way that you've also limited yourself. So what you're really doing is limiting yourself to an old perception of how you see or view yourself, allowing that to directly really affect your current state. To experience more or something different, we need to be open for more. So then it would be stop telling yourself things that don't support the pure essence of what you truly are. You'll know that inside. You'll get squat from the ego, only distorted whatever is keeping you fixed to old mentality, which is an old earth consciousness. You don't hold on to things that no longer serve you, as they only act as limits, act as heavy density, and it would be the consequence for your inability to deeply connect and function on a soul level. And you're feeling less than what you are because you're not shifting that old mentality, that old cellular programming, that old distortions, but instead programming yourself with a feeling, or programming yourself into a feeling, and you let it go. It would be it would serve you to observe how you're feeling without judging it. Observe what you're doing. and be open to change those things that are out of alignment, and ask yourself, what are you really supporting? And if it's anything of the old, anything that lets you feel unhappy or depressed, desolate, gloomy, downcast, despairing, well, let it go. Be the example of the change that you like to be. But it would need to be on a soul level, from a fifth dimensional level of consciousness and above. If you find you're doing things that don't create happiness, joy, or excitement, make a change. Because if you're going to keep allowing your own mind to decide or dictate to you what energy, what frequency bandwidth you need to be in, by spinning you a bunch of old unconscious stuff, oh, what experiences then will you be facing? Your lack of value, or lack of nurture, or lack of deep inner connectiveness, or lack of love, lack of openness is going to make you feel like you're not good enough. Actually, on another level, they're just blocks, restraints and limits that you still got in place, and preventing you to function fully as a unified being of light. Anyway, I'll do another video soon. And thank you for watching.